Even superheroes need the occasional trip to the salon, but sometimes they deserve a complete overhaul. This is the DC All Access Top 10 Character Redesigns.
Starting our list at number 10 is Jack Knight as Starman. Jack's dad, the original Starman, was decked out in red spandex and a green cape, but Jack's costume reflects his love of pawn shops and vintage clothing. His leather jacket, sleek star pin, and welder goggles outshine a red unitard every time.
Nothing like a midlife crisis to inspire a new look, which is exactly what happened to Catwoman in our number 9. Ed Brubaker's noir take on Catwoman sees Selena Kyle updating her costume from a skin-tight purple number to a bitchin' black leather bodysuit. It's great to see a woman opt for comfort and utility over sheer sex appeal.
Paul Dini introduced a new look for Mr. Freeze, but the revamp of Victor's backstory was even more compelling. Previously, Mr. Freeze was a run-of-the-mill comic villain, but Dini gave him nuance and an undying mission to find a cure for his wife's terminal illness. If you want to make a villain sympathetic, human, and relatable, put Paul Dini on your speed dial.
There was a time when Animal Man was on a team called the Forgotten Heroes, but Grant Morrison recreated him as a standalone hero, threw a leather jacket on him, and made him self-aware that he was in a comic book. Buddy Baker breaks the fourth wall and makes eye contact with the reader in one famous panel, and even meets Grant Morrison himself at one point. That's so meta, bro.
Blue Beetle nabs our number 6 spot. Ted Kord was the Beetle for 40 years, rocking a blue spandex suit. But when Ted died, Jaime Reyes took up the Blue Beetle mantle and went full armored alien exoskeleton. A sleek design and some seriously scary claws make us feel blue all over.
Up until the late 80s, Aquaman had a squeaky clean all-American look, but Peter David's version of Arthur Curry was cast out from Atlantis and had his hand eaten off by piranhas. To match the new vibe, Aquaman grew out his hair and beard and ditched his shirt. He also got a harpoon where his hand used to be, so think twice before you give him a high five.
Our number 4 is the Emerald Archer, Oliver Queen. When he debuted, Green Arrow seemed a lot like Batman, with a sidekick, an arrow car, and even an arrow cave. Almost 30 years later, Arrow got his classic Van Dyke beard and became a left-wing man of the people, with a heart of green, of course.
Third on the list is the most recent radical redesign in the world of DC. Of course we're talking about Batgirl. After her locker full of costumes gets destroyed, Barbara has to improvise and make her own outfit. Sporting an age-appropriate leather jacket with a snap-on cape and some instant classic yellow combat boots, Barbara finally established her own unique crime-fighting look.
When Jeff Johns reinvents a Golden Age character and changes the gender to base it on his own sister, that's more than enough to snag our number 2 spot. Where the original was a patriotic-themed male superhero, the new Star-Spangled Kid is Courtney Whitmore, a young Los Angeles native living in Nebraska. Later, Courtney would continue the Starman legacy as Stargirl in the same costume that Jeff introduced.
Our number 1 character redesign is so historic that the new costume has barely changed in almost 60 years. During the Golden Age, the Flash wore blue jeans and a winged metal helmet. But in 1956, DC decided to reboot the fastest man alive and outfitted him in his iconic red speed suit. The look has become one of the most timeless costume designs in the DC multiverse. I'd say all those redesigns look like upgrades, plus look, Tiffany got a redesign!
Ha 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 ha, very funny. I'm not Tiffany, I'm your super awesome guest host, Trisha. Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe.
And be sure to pick up all your Convergence books this week, including The Question, Nightwing, Oracle, and Titans.